Hello and welcome to At His Pace. And today we are going to reflect on our time away this weekend and getting away. First of all, shout out to Nisha and Wes. The Heart Life Ministry team put on a wonderful retreat, and many couples, I'm sure, were as blessed as we were going to Wisconsin. Right?
Yeah, deep in Wisconsin. I ain't never been that deep.
It did take us deep into Wisconsin. But anyway, what we learned mostly about that time away was just the need to retreat. The need to retreat. And what does that even mean? It means to regroup, means to rethink, it means to remember in some ways what you decided to do long ago. And so I think that that is the most important thing that it did for me, aside from all of the teaching and the wonderful lessons that we learned. It was just a moment. Mark and I have had so much going on in these last 2 years, as you all have, and really that was our first time, honestly, away as a couple since COVID hit. And so our encouragement to you is maybe you won't be able to go on a retreat that is a structured or organized retreat, but you need to go on some type of retreat with your spouse, even if it is retreating to the basement.
Yeah, you definitely do need to get away. We were deep in Wisconsin, but getting away was relaxing and refreshing. And although we had to follow a timeline in terms of classes and things of that nature in regards to the retreat, I think it was just good to be out of our natural environment and able just to sit down and have dialogue and, communicate and do the things that we did at retreat. And so
what do we do?
we learned some things. You got to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's one of the things that I learned.
Thank you, Pastor Kelly Howard.
Yes. But it was just good to get away and be intentional about having some form of intimacy and being able to connect again, and kind of, it's like a pit stop. You come in, you get all the liquid you need, you get everything you need, and then you get back out there. And so I know everybody's pretty tired from COVID and the politicalization of it and families, and just, it's been a lot. And so you have to get away.
And I think one of the things also that it does, especially when you're in an environment with other couples, is it is a source of accountability. I think when you are around so many people who are seemingly trying to do something God's way in regard to marriage, or trying to be together, or trying to work on things, marriage is hard work. It's necessary work, but it's hard, necessary work. And so when here we go. We should not film these at nighttime because Mark has to go biddy bye. No. But anyway,
I'm fine.
I think that also just being around other couples that are trying to do things that maybe the way you're trying to do, a source of accountability, is also a way that is helpful. So I just encourage any of you that are feeling like your marriage is a little dry, or like Nisha always says, that you need a vitamin B shot, that you seek out a married couples event, even if it's not overnight, even if it's not a getaway, but you saturate yourself in some accountability so that you can learn some things differently, relearn, and put some staples down in your relationship so that you can keep doing this thing. Because listen, life is not going to get easier. Marriage doesn't get easier to me.
No.
It just, you build a stamina as time goes on, and you look back and you say, we have come this far by faith and I'm not turning back. And you're so far deep into it that it doesn't make sense for you to turn around. You got too much invested, too much time, too much prayer, too much energy, too much focus to turn back. And so you need to retreat, but don't turn back.
Once you cross the border, you can't go back.
What are you talking about?
We were so deep in Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, please find a married couples resource, event, opportunity for you to get away with other couples or even alone. But if you go alone, I would advise you to take some reading material with you, some education material, and set some standards in your relationship so that you can refocus and be ready for the next plans that God has for you in the next steps.
And even if you go away alone, be intentional about having different forms of intimacy. Recreational, get out and do something that you normally don't do. Go places that you always say you wanted to go and that you never have time to go. But have it planned to where you guys can really connect and have good, wholesome dialogue and let the marriage sprout or reconnect from that.
Don't let your marriage die without trying.
Yep. Marriage rocks. Be well and be blessed.